Well, the man who oversees Michigan's unemployment insurance agency told lawmakers the system does need an upgrade moving forward.
Fox 17's Ryan Cummings recaps today's 4-hour meeting.
I've been in continuous contact with the governor and her team during this crisis.
Jeff Donofrio is the director of Michigan's Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity.
This crisis evolved over time, and we took action as it evolved to make sure that we added capacity and staff. Now we know that a historic crisis with an unprecedented amount of demand, where literally within weeks, 1 in 3 Michiganders are seeking emergency state benefits, is something that we have never experienced.
The Unemployment Insurance Agency falls under his watch. On Thursday, he went in front of the Joint Select Committee on the COVID-19 pandemic.
You know, it is a trying time for individuals who are going through a global health pandemic and an economic crisis that's associated with that global health pandemic. Every system around the country has struggled. All I can tell you is that it appears, based on the data that we've seen in national media, based on the data we've seen from DOL and from what we gather from other states and what they publish, that we are outpacing most other states.
But that assessment is not sitting well with people still waiting to be paid, potentially more than 200,000 of them, some for nearly 2 months. Lawmakers invited a few to publicly testify.
And I was supposed to hear something back between 7 to 10 business days. It's been, I don't know, about 18 probably, and I still haven't heard a word from unemployment.
I have emailed them, I'd say probably a minimum of 1,000 times. I've probably called 2,000 to 3,000 times. I've never spoken to a person, and I've never had a reply.
I tried calling. I could never get anybody on the phone. I mean, I tried every day. I just like everybody else, I tried hundreds of times.
One woman said she had to take a loan out because the state had not yet paid her.
Please accept my gratitude. I'm so thankful that someone is giving a voice to these people.
State Representative Julie Calley sits on the committee. Her district covers Berry and Ionia counties.
If you've been trying to get benefits for over a month and you finally contact your legislator and you hear, well, it's taking 14 to 18 days now, what do you think your response is going to be? They're going to be extremely upset, and it's 100% justified.
She had a lot of questions for the agency, like if it's handling oldest cases first, why are some of the first to file still waiting for money?
So, for instance, if a person had come into the system before the CARES Act had taken effect, they had been denied state benefits, they would have been deemed ineligible. But if that individual then because of the CARES Act, came back in, filled pandemic unemployment assistance application, the date of their application would be when they filed the pandemic unemployment assistance application.
There have been more than 1.8 million claims filed so far in the state. And as of Thursday, Donofrio testified the agencies paid out $7.5 billion to 94% of them. But 122,000 and counting still need adjudicated, and even more are joining the system every week.
The idea that this is more like a natural disaster in many cases for many people, and for a short period of time they will be unemployed, but then they will quickly be able to go back to work as the economy re-engages, means that there will be a potential workload that is lower.
Donofrio said the federal government provided an additional $29 million to help pay for overtime and new staff. Lawmakers even have a new portal to check accounts for constituents, but say it's not always working properly. They also asked for a clear hotline to report UIA fraud. They do understand that UIA workers are doing the best they can, but the system needs fixed.
What can we committee members do to make this process better?
In cutting that red tape by removing those excess eligibility requirements that serve as barriers to eligible claimants or claimants who should be eligible. It's extending eligibility, covering vulnerable workers.
He said the department is also relooking at the 362 weekly maximum benefit and possibly increasing that. Those decisions, though, would have to be voted on and would likely come after the committee's final report due out this fall. Ryan Cummings, Fox 17 News.
And lawmakers also asked if there was a way to prioritize people by zip code in an effort to get those affected by recent flooding in Midland. The department didn't give a clear answer as to whether or not that was an option. And remember, as Michigan works to get back on its feet, we would love to connect with you. If you or someone you know or an organization is trying to help, you can call that number on your screen or send an email to rebound@fox17online.com.